And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. MarauderEX here with more Let's Play Mega Man X4, and we've beaten Magma Dragoon, which means we have the fire ability, which, following the boss weakness, ice is weak against fire, so let's go to the snow base. Frost Walrus! He protects the secret weapon which lies inside the snow base. You can't see half that because he's in the way. And this is actually one of my favorite levels in any game ever. The fact that that's Blizzard Buffalo, and there's several other ice-related Mavericks in the snow. I think there's one in that ice, but I can't get a good look at him. That's another one. I can't quite tell who that was supposed to be, though. The only other one that I remember seeing directly is Chill Penguin from Mega Man X1 is in this level as well. But the reason why this is my favorite level, in addition to those, little throwbacks of showing all the other ice villains encased in a frosty grave, it's just the atmosphere for this level is so cool. The first time I played it, it was actually snowing, and it very rarely snows in my hometown. So that was, a bit of a treat. But between that, the snow outside and seeing this level, it just gave you an extra sense of the chill. Just seeing the snow-covered trees, I loved it. And so I will always love this. And every time it snows, when it does so rarely here, I will actually load this game up and play just this level. And this is actually the best part of it here. This mid-boss where you see the trees in the background. There's Chill Penguin, by the way. And this boss always kind of reminded me of the demons from the original Mega Man series, because they change shape. He has two forms based off how many times you hit him. In theory, I could probably use the fire attack and do a little bit more damage to him. I've never really noticed that the fire does that much more damage. But you also have to kind of get underneath him in some sections, which not what you want to do. I guess it does do a little bit more damage. It does the same amount of damage as a charge shot, so it does make it go a little bit faster. This section of Snow Base I don't like as much, because you're more inside, you don't get to see the snow. I like the snow. I've always liked snow, though. And Met Tools make a constant appearance in this game. But they don't seem as annoying as they did in previous installments, because they walk around and they look cutesy in this versus their kind of more aggravating appearance. But as you can see here, we're moving through frozen blocks. And in doing so, you can let enemies out. And you can also find the weapon tank, the weapon sub-tank. You get 2 energy tanks and a weapon sub-tank in this game, which they're not nearly as good as they were in previous games because they refill percentages. So, one thing you want to see is that the bird that comes in and starts charging up his laser. I'll show you what he does here. If you let him charge up, he covers everything in ice. which is not really bad, but not really good, but enemies covered in ice do that. So you want to be careful. And then it also does make the ground slippery per traditional ice physics, so you want to be careful about that. And we have got full weapon. I wanted to make sure of that, because we are going to be approaching the boss. And I missed. But it doesn't matter, because we have that, which would have filled our weapon up to full. So, doesn't matter. Alright, so we are at the boss, and obviously the boss's weakness is going to be the fire. I love how the boss doors are there, but it still says warning, like you're not entirely sure. It's a boss door. You know it's a bad guy. They sent a kid like you after me. I'm older than you are. I'm like hundreds of years older than you are. Alright, so in this game, the boss weaknesses function kind of differently. In other games, they either do a ridiculous amount of damage, or they do a stun lock to them. This game, they kind of do a little bit of both, depending on the boss. Because there's a pattern to it. As you can see, I hit him and he does this pattern, and he just keeps sliding across. But once you get to half health, the boss patterns change. Which doesn't necessarily help you, but it doesn't necessarily hurt you. It just... The programming for this was just bad. It was really bad. See, now his pattern changes. And so now he's taking the full amount of damage, but he's not doing the set pattern. That's going to be what it's like for most of the other bosses. About halfway through, their pattern will probably change. It's hard to say. The boss AI for this game is just, it's kind of poorly programmed. So. And weapon get!
You got
Frost Tower! Not nearly as cool as it sounds. Generates a huge ice block that acts as a shield. Kind of useful in some situations, not useful in others, so, yeah. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here, and I will see you guys in the next installment. Till then, later everyone.